Hello students, how you all are at your home? I'm in hope that you all are very fine with your parents. Okay, do use proper sanitization and the cleanliness. Clean yourself very regularly and sanitize yourself regularly. Okay, we just have to fight with this corona, and this corona case and this lockdown cases cannot stop us to learn something, to learn what we learn in school. Yes, at home also we are in school, so let's learn English. So Vidya Balavan Senior Secondary School, class 9th, subject English. This is me, Purnima Bhardwaj. Okay, first of all I want to tell you that you have to mail your assignments and doubts on this ID, that is pwrnimavbb@gmail.com. Okay, any kind of your doubts are there, okay, you have to mail me in this ID. Okay, as I have told you in the live class and the previous video as well, that your doubts are to be received only on Monday. Okay, except Monday I will not receive any of the doubts and I will not clear them as well. Okay, and on every Wednesday you are having your doubt session, live doubt session, in which I will clear all the doubts of yours. Okay, now before studying poem or prose we must undertake few things. Okay, we must have to understand what few things are to be mentioned. We are having a pencil in our hands before reading the poem. Next, understand the background of the environment of the poet by having his or her introduction. Go through with the word meanings very finely before reading the poems. These are the few points, students, that we have to understand before reading any kind of poem or prose. Okay, we have to just understand the background and the environment of the poet, as I have done in the previous video. Okay, just understand it. Okay, next is go through with the word meanings very finely. Okay, whether it is prose or a poem, we just have to go through with the word meanings first, and then we have to start with the chapter or poem. Okay, so next is, now this is the book number 1, that is Beehive. Poem number 1, that is The Road Not Taken. Okay, in this, students, I have told you in the previous video that what the things are there in this. There is a poet named Robert Frost in this, and he was just standing on a road where he has to move to his aim, and two roads are diverged. Okay, and he is just opting one. He needs to opt to one. Similarly, in your life also, after 10th class, you will have an option. You will have an option which field you can opt. Okay, and that was a very crucial and very important, very mandatory point of your life whenever you will opt. Okay. Okay, in today's session, first we will have a short summary and the central idea of the poem, and then we will move to the question answer. Okay, so now we will have the summary first. Okay, summary. The Road Not Taken is an autobiographical poem. Yes, once the poet came across a junction when his path diverged into two, and he had to take a decision of which road to take. He stood there for a long time and gave a serious thought to each road. Yes, we have read, students, that he is standing on a road where two roads are diverging. Okay, and he was having just a serious thought that which road he has to opt. Okay, he was just watching and observing both the roads, both the ways, and he need to decide for the one. Then he decided to take the road which was less traveled, and when he decided to take one road that is very less traveled. Okay, the reason for this was it was grassy, and as far as the condition of the road was concerned, both the roads were equally worn. Okay, now what the next was there? The reason for this was it was grassy. Yes, the road which has been opted by the author or the poet, we can say, the reason was that road was grassy, and as far as the condition of the road was concerned, both roads were equally worn. Both the roads were equally worn means that any of the road whichever he will take is worn, and the problem is, and the whole thing was upon the poet, that if he will take any kind of path, he is the fully responsible one to take that path. Next is, he decided to keep the other road for some other time, though he knew that he might not be able to go back to the road. Yes, he decided to keep the other road for some other time. But he is very well aware of the thing that it is very much impossible that he can come again and just see that this route is for him or not. Okay, because after going on one way, we cannot come back, students. That age will not come back. Okay, next is, that morning both the roads lay equally covered in leaves. Okay, now what he said, that what he saw, that morning both the roads were equally covered in leaves. No traveler had trodden on them that day. Okay, no traveler went through any of the road that day. Okay, that both the roads were equally lay and equally covered in the leaves. The poet felt that after ages he would be telling with a sigh that both the roads diverged in a forest. Yes, the poet felt that after ages he would be telling with a sigh that both the roads diverged in a forest, and the decision of taking the less traveled road made all the difference in his life. Yes, now then he will say that whatever he has been taken, the decision of taking that road made all the difference in his life. Okay, students, if you will take the commerce stream or science or arts, okay, likewise you will have the subjects and the scopes of your jobs and all. Okay, so these are the few reasons that his life was totally dependent on the thing that he has taken that road. Okay, now let's have the central idea of the poem. Okay, what does a central idea mean? Central idea means that what is the basic thing or the things behind the poem that poet wants to say actually. So the poem revolves around a general problem that one faces in life. Okay, this is the poem that revolves around the things that are very general and okay, that one faces, that everyone faces in their life. It is of making a choice in life. Yes, it is the thing that we have to make a choice in our life. Life gives us many opportunities and one has to take a decision and stick to it. Yes, obviously students, life gives us very so much of opportunities, but what we have to do, we just have to stick on one. Okay, we just don't have to divert our mind on the next thing, and we just don't have to regret the things. Life gives us many opportunities and one has to take a decision and stick to it. One can't get everything in life. Okay, anyone in this life cannot get everything in the life. Okay, the decision taken can sometimes be wrong, but the choice has to be made. Okay, the decision you might take that can be wrong, but the choice has to be made. The choice affects our life, yes, but the step once taken cannot be retraced. Whenever we are facing such kind of problem that we have to opt some or the other thing, okay, we just have to stick to it. Okay, and this is the only thing that will affect our life. Okay, and once the step is taken, that cannot be retraced. Okay, that cannot be corrected. Okay, this was the central idea of the poem, students, and now we will have the question answers. Okay, the question number 1 is, where does the traveler find himself? What problem does he face? Okay, the answer is, the traveler finds himself in the yellow woods at the point where the two roads diverge. The problem that he faces is that he cannot decide which road to take to continue his journey. Okay, so students, this was the answer number 1. Okay, just write it down. I am again telling you, the traveler finds himself in the yellow woods at the point where the two roads diverge. Full stop. The problem that he faces is that he cannot decide which road to take to continue his journey. Okay, next question. Discuss what these phrases mean to you. Okay, first is a yellow wood. Second is it was grassy and unwanted wear. Third is the passing there. Fourth is leaves no step had trodden black. Next is how many leads on to way. Write down the answer, students. Answer number 1. Yellow woods refers to the forest in the autumn season. Second is the road was full of grass and very few people had used it. Full stop. It seemed to invite people to tread on it. Okay. Third is it implies the use of path by passers-by. Okay. Fourth is it implies that the leaves lying on the road had not been crushed under the feet of the travelers. Next is fifth. Through this phrase, the poet refers to the fact that one road always leads on to another and so on. Next, third is there any difference between the roads as the poet describes them? First in stanzas 2 and 3, and second is in the last 2 lines of the poem. Now students, write down the answer. Okay, first is there is no difference in the roads as the poet describes them in stanzas 2 and 3, except he took was covered with grass, looked not to be much used, full stop. Otherwise, comma, both roads are equally covered with uncrushed leaves, as if no person had stepped on them. In the last 2 lines of the poem, the poet says that there is a difference between the 2 roads because the road he opted was less traveled by other people. Okay, so this was the answer number 3. Students, now the question number 4 is, what do you think the last 2 lines of the poem mean? Looking back, does the poet regret his choice or accept it? Answer. The 2 lines of the poem reflect the courage to accept the challenge and take the right decisions in life. The poet decided to take the path that was less traveled by the others because he wanted to do something different in his life. So, no, the poet does not seem to regret his choice. Okay, so poet is not actually regretting the choice. He was just telling us that what step he has taken, he is stick to it, and he is not looking at the back, and he's not just regretting the things. Next is, have you ever had to make a difficult choice, or do you think you will have difficult choices to make? How will you make the choice? For what reasons? Answer. No, I have not had to make any difficult choice till now in my life. But I think in future I will have difficult choices to make in my academic and professional career. Full stop. After 10th standard, I will have to decide which stream to take for further studies. Full stop. I think it will be a difficult decision to make as it will have an impact on my career. Full stop. Then I will have to make a choice of profession, whether I should become an engineer or a doctor or something else. At what time, comma, I will make the choice according to my capabilities and strong points. Full stop. It will be better to choose a path that will give me satisfaction and mental peace. I think it will be good not to join the rat race for money. Full stop. I will choose a challenging and unexplored path in my life like the poet did in the poem. Okay, students, from this only we are getting the things that we mustn't need to join the rat race for money. Okay, what we have to do, we just have to think of ourselves that which thing is giving us satisfaction and mental peace, and in which thing we are interested. We have to do, and we have to opt that one only. Okay. The next question is, after you have made a choice, do you always think about what might have been or do you accept the reality? So answer is, it is not always easy to make choices in life because either both the options look fair enough or we don't know which one is better, full stop. However, we have to take the decision to go with any one of the two alternatives. Any decision should be taken wisely according to our experience and interest. After making a choice, I accept the reality, full stop. Reconsidering a decision or regretting it is not a positive approach towards life. Such thoughts would not allow us to be happy with what we have gained from our decision. Therefore, it's better to stick to our decisions. Students, these were the question and answers, okay, and now we will move further and we will have some discussion on the poetic devices and the rhyming scheme used in this poem. Okay, in the previous videos, as before the summer break with students, I have told you everything about the poetic devices, kinds of poetic devices and rhyming schemes and everything about the poem. Okay, and now I will tell you what kind of poetic devices are used in this poem, The Road Not Taken. Okay, first of all, metaphor. There are many metaphors in the poem, like road, fork in the road and yellow woods, full stop. The road in the poem is the metaphor of life, while the fork in the road metaphorically represents the choices we make to determine the course of our lives. Similarly, yellow woods are the metaphor of making decisions during the hard times of a person's life. These metaphors used in this poem emphasize the importance of different decisions we make in different situations and their impacts on our lives. Next is imagery. Imagery is used to make the readers feel things through their five senses. The poet has used images of the scenes of sight, such as leaves, yellow woods, and these images help readers to actually perceive things they are reading. The image of the road helps readers to visualize the road, providing a navigation route to the traveler. Next is simile. A simile is a device used to compare things with familiar things to let the readers know it easily. There is one simile used in the second stanza, such as just as fair. It shows how poet has linked the road less taken to the easy way through life. Next is assonance. Assonance is the repetition, but it is pronounced as assonance. Okay, assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds such as the sound of A and O in quick succession in though as far as the passing and in somewhere ages and ages hence. Okay, students, this consonance is and assonance is not so much important to you. Okay, and the important for you is the metaphor, imagery, simile and personification. Okay, assonance and consonance are not the important ones for you. Okay, next is consonance. Consonance is the repetition of constant sounds such as D in two roads diverging in a yellow wood and T sounds in though as far as the passing there. Next is personification. Robert Frost has personified road in the third line of the third stanza. Here it is stated because it was grassy and wanted wear, as if the road is human and that it wants to wear and tear. Okay, students, these were the poetic devices in this poem. Okay, and the rhyming scheme of whole of the poem is ABAAB. Okay, students. Now students, we will just have a quick recap, okay, at the last, that what we have done in this video today. Okay, first of all, you have to mail me your assignments and your doubts on this ID that is given over here, that is POORNIMAVBB gmail.com. Okay, I have received some of the assignments, but not of everyone. Okay, and I want everyone's assignments to be mailed. Otherwise, I will take action and call at your home and will ask to your parents that why you haven't mailed me the assignments and why you have not given me the assignments. Okay, after this, I have told you few things, that we have to take our pencils on our hands before reading the poem. Okay, students, we just have to do the questions with black gel pen and answers with the blue gel pen. I have instructed you these things in the assignments also. Okay, you just have to understand the background, and which I have told you about the poet as well. Okay, you have to just go through with the word meanings very finely, as I have given you in the assignment number 2. Okay, the word meanings, and I have told you in the video also. Okay, so next we had the poem 1, that is The Road Not Taken. And after that, what we have done the summary and the central idea of the poem. Okay, what is there in summary? Let's have again the last time. The Road Not Taken is an autobiographical poem. Once the poet came across a junction when his path diverged into two and he had to take a decision of which road to take. He stood there for a long time and gave a serious thought to each road. Then he decided to take the road which was less traveled. The reason for this was it was grassy, and as far as the condition of the road was concerned, both the roads were equally worn. He decided to keep the other road for some other time, though he knew that he might not be able to go back to the road. That morning, both the roads lay equally covered in leaves. No traveler had trodden on them that day. The poet felt that after ages, he would be telling with a sigh that both the roads diverged in a forest, and the decision of taking the less traveled road made all the difference in his life. Students, I want this summary and this central idea and everything which I have written in this in your notebook as well. Okay, so and after that I have given you the poetic devices as well. That should be in your notebook as well. Okay, the central idea. The poem revolves around a general problem that one faces in life. It is of making a choice in life. Life gives us many opportunities, and one has to take a decision and stick to it. One can't get everything in life. The decision taken can sometimes be wrong, but the choice has to be made. The choice affects our life, but the step once taken cannot be retraced. Okay, students, these were the summary and the central idea of the poem, and now we have taken the question and answers I have dictated you. Okay, these were the question and answers, and after that we have done the poetic devices as well. Okay, let me tell you again. Poetic devices. Metaphor. There are many metaphors in the poem, like road, fork in the road, and yellow woods. The road in the poem is the metaphor of life, while the fork on the road metaphorically represents the choices we make to determine the course of our lives. Similarly, yellow woods are the metaphor of making decisions during the hard times of a person's life. These metaphors used in this poem emphasize the importance of different decisions we make in different situations and their impacts on our lives. Next is imagery. Imagery is used to make the readers feel things through their five senses. The poet had used images of the sense of sights such as leaves, yellow woods, and these images help readers to actually perceive things they are reading. The image of the road helps readers to visualize the road, providing a navigation route to the traveler. Simile. Simile is a device used to compare things with familiar things to get the readers know it easily. There is one simile used in the second stanza, such as just as fair. It shows how the poet has linked the road less taken to the easy way through life. Assonance and consonance is not so much of very important to you students, but you can write for your further queries and for your further knowledge. Okay, assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds such as the sound of A and O in quick succession in though as far that the passing and in somewhere ages and ages heads. Consonance. Consonance is the repetition of consonant sounds such as D in two roads diverging in Yellowwood and T sound in though as far as the passing there. Next is personification. Personification is Robert Frost has personified road in the third line of the second stanza. Here it is stated because it was grassy and wanted wear, as if the road is human and it wants to wear and tear. And at the last, the rhyming scheme was there. The poem follows, the whole of the poem is following the same rhyming scheme, and that is A B A A B. Okay, students. So this was the whole of the chapter. Okay, students. Thank you so much, and we have done lots of things in this video. Okay, this is very important for you all. I want everything should be in your notebook, okay, with very neat clean handwriting and with a very good presentation as well. Okay, students, thank you so much for watching this video, and just take care of yourself and your family. Don't go out nowadays. Okay, hopefully we will meet in school very soon. Okay, take care of yourself.